Who uses the most emojis in your friend group? Who always responds to messages late at night? Who's the lurker who never says anything? The modern age is the age of analytics, yet group chats are a largely untapped source, despite how important they are in our lives. Ribbon generates a wrap-up of any group chat you want, like Spotify Wrapped, with stats like longest streak of messages and most common react. Unlike Spotify, though, we also assign a personal role to each member, from the English teacher, who always puts a period at the end of a text, to the sailor, who, well, swears like a sailor.
First, download the file from Facebook. Then drag your file to the website. It'll analyze it for you just like that. So we got 704 messages sent, 42 reactions given, and we got all these little bits, little rules.
One of the most important decisions we made was, how do we get the user's chat data? Facebook's website did let users manually download their chat history, but it wasn't a great process, and it's manual. Unfortunately, their official API didn't support this, so that option was out. We had an unofficial Messenger API, which could do it, but it required the user's username and password, so it would basically be like creating a phishing site. We also had a crazy idea involving a Facebook bot, but it raised even more concerns. In the end, it was a trade-off between privacy and ease of use, so we chose privacy.
To develop our project, we chose to use React, Django, and Vue. Our choice of web framework came down to two main candidates, React and Vue. We ultimately chose React due to its more mature ecosystem and because we've generally had more previous experience with React than Vue. This combination of factors meant that React would better allow us to efficiently create high-quality code, which led us to decide that it was the better fit for this project. To create our backend API, we chose to use Django. While we considered alternatives like Flask, Django stood out because of its direct integration with databases like SQLite, overall robustness, mature ecosystem, and because of our significant practical experience with it compared to alternatives. Overall, Django checked all the boxes that we needed, more so than other options like Flask. Finally, we chose to use AWS for cloud computing, mainly due to previous experience with it in relevant use cases. We reasoned that cloud computing services all provide roughly the same fundamental services, albeit in different ways, so our tiebreaker was comfort level and previous experience. We have significantly more experience with AWS than with Google Cloud Platform or Microsoft Azure, so we chose AWS because of our existing familiarity with it. Another important decision we had to make was what platform to develop for. The two main platforms we explored were web apps and native desktop apps. We ultimately chose web apps for their portability. Users would be able to interact with our project regardless of operating system, web browser, or other configuration difference. If we'd chosen to create a desktop app instead, we either would have had to disregard a large portion of our potential user base, for example by alienating Windows users by making a Mac app, or double our development requirements by making multiple native apps, potentially forcing us to sacrifice the quality of the project. Thus, this desire to preserve the project's ability to reach a wide audience while maintaining a high standard of quality led us to create a web app.
We designed Ribbon to be easily extendable, which led us to make several important design decisions. Most importantly, our analysis visualization is chat service agnostic. In theory, we could support any chat service whose message data we can accommodate with our chat analysis system. This significantly increases Ribbon's potential for expansion. Two platforms that immediately come to mind are Discord and iMessage, which are both very popular and have capabilities to export their chat histories. Furthermore, natural language processing is an important source of untapped potential for Ribbon. Conducting analysis based on the natural language content of the messages, such as sentiment analysis and keyword extraction, would open up fascinating new avenues for chat analysis.
This is a light, fun idea on the surface, for sure. But it's also a tool to combat one of the most prevalent problems in the age of communication: loneliness. As we get older, as we graduate high school and leave college, the circumstances aren't there to create friendships like how we could just look across our table in 6th grade. Maintaining friendships and communities becomes ever more fleeting, and we hope that our website can help with that, even just a little. Thank you.